All right, joined by a special guest today. He has over 2 million followers on TikTok, over 300,000 followers on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
And his worst case scenario single is at over 12 million on Spotify alone.
Damn,
yeah.
I was at 11 still. Cool.
Jayo.
What is
a
up?
special guest right here today.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, let's get started by just talking about how you first got into music.
Man, I started singing in college because I was a track athlete, and then my friend told me to try out for choir. I fell in love with music sophomore year, and started playing piano and guitar, started writing after college, and then started putting out some songs right then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were making music for a couple years, and then last year was kind of crazy. You started creating this new style of content that was really personalized to your sound and the song you were promoting. What initially sparked that idea?
Well, so how I started dropping music, I was like posting covers and stuff, but I had a side job. I was a substitute teacher. My students told me to hop on TikTok, and that's how I got my start doing comedy on TikTok in 2019. So after building an audience that way, my main focus the last couple years was just trying to convert people from comedy to music. So I learned a lot about like hooking people in comedy. So from there, I was just like, okay, how do I blend this thing, like what I got musically, into what I got comedically? And just a lot of trial and error, and last year it just finally took off. So
No, it really took off. And something that I noticed, especially with your song Worst Case Scenario, is the letter, the font, everything is always the same. Like even before you hear the song, you know it's a Jayo video.
Yeah.
How did you go about like creating that brand?
I mean, honestly, like I think one of the best things about like my abilities is basketball. Like as a point guard, I know how to delegate, and like I love finding people at their strengths. So I found a cinematographer, Stefan, who was actually doing that style, getting like 300 views a video, and I was just like, wow, I really feel like that style mixed with like my music would work well, mixed with like me doing like a hook. And I kind of like told him the idea. He was on board, and our very first video was the Worst Case Scenario one, and it just got 1 million views. So it's like I saw the vision, I took people with their strengths, and I made it work.
Yeah, and obviously lots of crazy video content. You know, there's the one where you're pushing someone out of the hot air balloon. There's lots of crazy stuff that happened.
Yeah.
What was your favorite out of all the worst case scenarios?
I can't believe
the car on fire. There was
that was pretty dope. I can't believe I skydove. One of my favorites, one of my favorite videos, like edit wise, was where we grabbed the car. The car coming at us. And
picked it up. Because that was like a big thing on social media for a while. Like the car was coming to hit people.
Well, like Stefan, we like came up with the idea, and he kind of like, it was funny. Like a lot of what we did was like him doubting his editing ability, and I was like, I know you can do this.
I believe in you.
Like,
I believe in you.
For me, it was just a matter of like my twin brother is like this phenomenal editor who I never get to work with. So when I find someone of that caliber, I'm like, this is your potential.
This is what you could do.
So like there was a lot of encouragement, and then when he did it, he was like, oh wow, that was easier than I thought. And we had the vision, and it came out, and it was just smooth, and that edit was really cool. So
That's awesome. And now you're out on tour with Bryce Vine. What has that experience been like for you?
I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, I'm excited to go on more tours. It's my first big tour. I've done 4 shows before for him in 2022, and then I did like an opening for Kyle. I've opened for Swaley at a college show. I've done a couple of college shows. So I had the experience on stage. That wasn't really the issue. It was just a matter of getting some traction on songs and making sure it makes sense for me to have that main slot. And I think when they hit me up in December, they realized like,
they're like, you can bring some other people. Something happened today that doesn't happen a lot, and I think we have to touch on it just because I think you bounced back really quick. You know, you were going to do your last song, Red Flags, and the mic cut out.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff happens, and you got to be able to wing it. You got to be able to, make sure the crowd has energy. I've seen people get pissed or artists with egos, and it's not about you up there, especially people that don't know you. Don't make it about you. Like, it's about, warming up the crowd and making sure they're having a good time before Bryce. So, I just kept the energy up, and I thought the crowd was responsive. They got me a replacement mic, and we kept turning
I think that's something you did really well, where it wasn't, a lot of people, if stuff with the mics going or the music's off, like you see artists all the time get frustrated and get mad, and you were just like, no, I'm just going to keep singing in the mic, they're going to have the background, and people know the song, keep it going, keep it moving.
Exactly. I'm going to just let people vibe. I knew people didn't know the song. I dropped the song a day before tour, so like maybe a couple people knew it, but like, I was just like, let me just go out there and show people a good time. So I know it's infectious enough that they'll catch on.
Yeah, exactly. If someone's having a good time, you're going to want to have a good time, right?
Exactly.
What's your most excited moment of this year that you're looking forward to?
Man, I mean, this was definitely the excitement. I don't know what I'm going to do after, but I know I have a lot more ideas going back to the drawing board, like not just like worst case scenario ideas, but I had a lot of ideas that I didn't even put out before that one took off, because it took off and I know I got to double down. That's what I did for last year. So
yeah,
I'm excited to experiment and try new things again, because I have a lot of like crafty ideas that I want to do before other people steal them. So
yeah. Obviously, the worst case scenario idea blew up and maybe was even bigger than you ever anticipated. Was there a song or an edit idea that you had before that maybe you had this potential for and it didn't quite reach that potential?
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, Nico's over here, but the first video we did was a year ago for Comfortably You, and it was actually because I wrote the song with the concept in mind. Like I was in the shower and I was like, man, that'd be cool if there was like a song that was about like being honest. Like I came up with the video idea. I was like, all right, what if I like go up to a guy, ask him his height. He says he's he's 6 foot, but I measure him and he's 5'10", and then I sing a song about being honest. And I came up with the idea before the song. And then I started singing like, you could be honest, you could be cool, comfortably real and comfortably you. And then like I made the song deeper, like I attached it to myself. But yeah, the end of the song has a shower recording, and that's actually like me in the shower.
Really?
Oh. Yeah, that's me in the shower.
That's
First
awesome.
time I sing it, and I'm humming it because I was like, oh, that'd be good. And I go out there and I got Nico. We did this video where I measure him, and it did well. And that series actually started doing well. And then I had to go to Greece for a wedding, and then my grandma passed. So like a lot happened, and I just wasn't posting. So I think that series would have had potential.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to come back to it, and then that was 2023. So 2024, we had the worst case scenario.
Right, and that's when I took off. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome to see. All right, now you wrote Zendaya.
Yeah.
And then you wrote Margot Robbie, which I just found out today.
Yeah.
So who's next? Is there is Sydney Sweeney getting a song? Is it happening?
Maybe if I can get in this dude with Kid Laroi.
Yeah. Tate McRae.
Oh yeah, Tate McRae song. Yeah. Or like I'm like, who would be good at a Sydney Sweeney song? Yeah, I mean I'm down. I'm always down to write about people. I wrote Zendaya in like 20 minutes. So
really? Okay.
With enough research, I can like really make a lot of like, double entendres and stuff. I wrote Guacamole in like 20, 30 minutes too. Cause like
that's insane.
If I have a concept, I'm very conceptual, so I can like attach things and stuff. And not to say I write every song in 20, 30 minutes, but if it's a strong concept, I can figure it out.
Do you think that comes from a little bit, you talked about doing some more comedy stuff before and like having to think on your feet more? And
I think
like,
that it makes it like my math brain. I was a math teacher.
Okay,
so, like, I just like really good at like X equals Z or like whatever and figuring it out. So whenever there's a strong correlation, that's how I wrote Matador with my boy Finnessy. So we were both very thinking of like the concept and red flags and a matador and a bull and how to incorporate these lines to be infectious and catchy in a smooth way. So
yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I think that's like what makes the content so good is someone's watching a video and doesn't even know it's a music ad. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this song's catchy. Now I want to listen to more of this song.
I got some crazy ads coming.
Yeah. They're on the way. They're on the way.
I was shooting some on tour. It's been hard because
I saw the beach one for Red Flags.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a warm up.
Yeah, that's the warm up. That's just a warm up. We're just getting ready.
That's the warm up.
What do you have for advice as far as there's a lot of artists out there that love making music, love the process of making music, but then when it comes to the content piece of it, they feel like they're hitting a wall all the time. They can't get over that hedge.
Oh man, I mean, well for me, yes, sometimes it is like the content and sometimes it is the song. I keep writing, like keep writing is what I always say. I had 40 songs out before worst case scenario.
Right,
a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I can do a full set right now is because I have so many songs out, let alone I'm doing 2 unreleased songs. And it was hard to cut songs that were out because I have some songs that I really like. And I think just that practice. And then, like, in the same way, keep making content, keep learning, keep studying people outside of music. Don't just look at music people. By the time you're seeing a musician do it, it's probably too late. By the time you see me do it, it's probably too late. I'm studying, like, real estate agents and other people outside in other fields. Like, if you want to really see what marketing looks like, you're selling a product at the end of the day. So
figure out how to sell the product in a convenient way.
Exactly.
Yeah. You talked about how you have so much song before this one. I think that gets overlooked a lot with artists where everyone thinks like, oh, once I have my big song, then I'll start putting the work in. Then I'll start putting the effort in. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have that backlog when the song pops off, then nobody has anything to go to.
Right, exactly. No one has anything to go to, and you're not ready for shows. Like, you're gonna, and you don't want to burn out trying to like 4 songs now. So it's like, definitely just keep practicing, keep writing. Ed Sheeran talks about like, writing 1,000 songs because it's like mucky water coming out at first, and then it flows clean after. I don't think I've written my best song. I don't think that's gonna happen for years to come, because every time I'm riding, I'm gonna always be evolving and getting better. The second you think you're good, you're gonna, you know, stagnate yourself and stop growing. To the green room.
Welcome to the green room. We're in the green room for Jayo and Bryce Vine.
Yeah.
Good shit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, most definitely.